Well, I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, and unfortunately I didn't pick on all calls, so I got disconnected. I seem to be the only person who does videos that doesn't know how to put two different videos together in one, so this is gonna have to go up in two freaking videos. I don't remember where I was at. Frustrates me, it kicks me off my line of thought. Okay, so the dog. The post was about this little dog that was in a shelter. It was a puppy, it was a little black lab. And it was smiling. You know how dogs smile? You've seen those little, you've seen that one meme that says, you know you're a good dog. When somebody says good dog and you know you're the one they're talking about and the dog's smiling, right? Or I often, when people give me a really high compliment, I'll send them that little thing of the dog and the dog is smiling. Well, I have to show you what it is before I can explain why I did what I did. If I can find it, come on. Have I had that many people commenting? My God. I'll just tell it what it is. So there's this little puppy. It's a little black puppy. There was a bunch of puppies actually all brought into the shelter, and they were covered in mites and they were sick, and so like they obviously had been through trauma, right? And so think about this. The trauma is also going to be, the puppy is also a representation of a person that's also suffered trauma, right? So they've got all the puppies okay, and this one healed, and all the puppies were adopted but that one. Everybody walked by this puppy, so it started smiling at them whenever they would come close, and she posted it because it was adorable, the look of it. But when a puppy does that, a dog does that, they do that because they've been hurt. They do that because it's a sign of submissiveness. They smile like that because they don't want you to hurt them. It's please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I'm a good boy. Please don't hurt me. Which is an abused child or an abused adult. That's what it is. They may smile at you and they may act because they don't want you to hurt them. They don't want to say anything because they don't want to be in trouble, right? And I said, I left a comment under it and I said, that's sad. That hurts me because I realize that when they do that, people think, oh, how cute. And you may say, oh, my dog does that. It's a sign of submission. But those puppies had been abused, okay? That puppy didn't learn how to smile like that because he was just stinking cute. He was saying, please don't hurt me. Please give me attention, okay? Look it up if you don't believe me. They are telling me, okay? I'm drawn to certain animals for certain reasons. So I just said, that hurts me because I know that why he's smiling that way. And then the person, and I think it was the same person in all reality, said, I didn't understand that. Now I feel bad. And I said, that's okay, you didn't know, right? You didn't know. And then they said it again. I feel bad now because I didn't know that. And I said, I understand. You didn't know. It's okay. You don't have to worry. You didn't know. Now you know. Now you've been enlightened, right? So you could say, I could have done it that way with the other person. I did. I gave that person the opportunity. They left that post up after they knew. After they knew, they left it up. Now, you could say, well, maybe they just didn't think about it. They didn't have time to go back and delete it. Maybe not. But the reason it happened was so that I would do this post. The reason it happened, the reason we make mistakes. I make mistakes. I do things too. I've been called out, believe me. I get smacked all the time by spirit. I get smacked by my own higher self while I'm doing a reading. I'll go back and edit it and I'll be like, oh my God, I put a video of myself being a total bitch and I got backlashed for it. And somebody said, I saw that video. Why did you do that? And I said, I knew when I did it what was going to happen because I was angry. I felt entitled at the moment. I was caught up in something. I felt entitled at the moment, and so I did it. But I knew as I did it, this isn't good. You shouldn't do this. This isn't good. So I paid for it. And then I talked about it with all of you guys, right? So, but it happens for reasons. We make mistakes because we grow. We learn, right? If I had known that. Now, years ago, my uncle, my cousin, who's very gifted, his dad, he's a hunter. And that tortured me. My whole life, they would torture me. He would come back from the caribou with his whole truck filled with beautiful deer and caribou. You think, why would you not learn, right? Why would you not learn? They caught me every single time. hey, Sherry, come here, check it out, check it out. And I go running over, because all I want is to be with my older cousin. He's 4 years older than me, right, and my brother. So I go running over there, and they whip the tarp back, and there's all these dead, beautiful Bambis looking at me. And I'm just like gutted, right? They did it my whole life. And my uncle, another time, we had burning barrels. Grandma, we would, clean all the stuff up in the yard. We'd all put it in the burning barrel. It was fun. We got to make, I'm a fire maniac. I love it. What is it called? A pyro? I love it. I'm fire. I'm Aries, right? So that was our favorite thing. We'll clean it all up so we can burn it. We wanted to burn anything we can get our hands on, but we had to burn it in the burning barrel. So this one day, Garth and Greg say, hey, come over here, check this out, check it out. So, I go over there, and in the burning barrel are all of these baby gerbils. They're burning. And I lost my mind, and I said, and they said, who did that? Who's doing that? And Uncle Len did that. I hated him my whole life. I hated that man for the rest of my life. And when I was an adult, I went back to Canada with my kids, and we stopped by to see him, and I was very uncomfortable. My mom never liked him, right? They never liked each other. And my mother, they thought my mother was probably like me, right? She was difficult. And she thought my uncle was a Neanderthal and no feelings and blah, blah, blah. And so they never got along. They never, ever liked each other, ever. It didn't help that my uncle was a communist. Now, my grandmother was a communist as well. My mom didn't like her either. My grandmother was a communist. The stuff that she went through, she was raped by her father her whole life, along with all of her brothers and sisters. Her sister had a child by her father, was forced to go to a bad girls' school to give up the child, never got to see her own child, and was never able to have children again after that. The whole family was dysfunctional, all alcoholic men, abusive. And the mother knew it and didn't do anything about it because she said, she was stuck there with all these kids. My grandmother made excuses for her, said that her mother was a saint, and I said, your mother's not a saint. She stood there and she allowed that shit to happen to you. And she said, you can't judge her. She had all those kids. I said, you know what? I can. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would put a freaking backpack on my back and drag my kids out of there. It's just, I would, right? I went through it too, and that's what I did. So don't talk to me about it's okay. Don't make excuses for that behavior. There's no excuse. So I'm hating my uncle. Right? All my life, he's murdered Bambi. He's murdered my friends. Now, I'll tell you, I grew up in the forest. They were my first friends. That was the first language I spoke, the language of the animals. And he was murdering my friends. And he was burning to death babies. Who does something like that? What kind of a sick fuck does something like that? So I'm in his house, and my cousin says, hey, Dad's got bunnies. And I thought, oh, great. He raises bunnies to eat them. They eat them, bunnies. And I was just like, I can't even freaking handle this. And so he takes me out, and I'm looking at the bunnies, and I'm just crying, right? I can't even understand. And how could you do this? Now, you can go to the grocery store and you can pick up chicken. I get chicken for my cats. If I had to kill that chicken, I guess I could never have a cat, or I'd have to let them be feral and catch their own, because I couldn't do it, right? So it's easy to be, I'm a vegetarian, however. It's easy to be, talk it and not walk it, right? You go to the store, and if you don't have to watch what the cows go through, or the pigs, or the chickens, what they have to go through in order to feed you, then the ignorance is no excuse. Eventually, this whole entire planet will be vegetarians. It's happening. It's meant. So I go in the backyard, I'm crying about these bunnies, and my uncle goes over and he starts petting them, and he says, these are my pets, and he says, we don't touch the ones that are food. And I said, how could you have a pet? How could you have a pet? And he's wondering why I'm so, toxic towards him. And he's 6'3.5" with black hair and a big black beard, big man. My family is huge. The men are huge. The women are tiny. Men are huge, which is why I never go out with a short guy. I'm used to freaking tall guys, which is why I have a Napoleon Dynamite complex, right? I've got the Chihuahua complex. I don't see height because I am 25 feet tall. And so he says, and I'm looking at my uncle as I'm talking to him, and he's got these laugh lines around his face. And I thought, when do you ever laugh? When would you ever smile? You're just a beast, is what I thought of him, right? And so he explains to me, he says, Sherry, I'm very humane. And my cousin Garth is extremely humane as well when he hunts. They hunt the native way, where They don't take a shot unless they're certain, and they make it fast and quick to the kill, and they bless the animal and they thank the animal, and I still can't handle it, but that's how they do it. And he says it's very quick, it's very painless. They have no idea. We don't torture them like in China. Well, they cut the animal's legs off and leave them with limbs missing because they want the meat fresh. Yes, they do. Are you still buying makeup that is being animal tested in China? I don't buy anything from China. So there's so many things that ignorance is not an excuse for, and it's difficult because there's a lot, but you know, it makes a difference. If we don't stop this, if we don't talk about it, it doesn't happen. I know I'm gonna get a lot of thumbs down on this, and I don't give a shit. So my uncle explains to me about that, and I said to him, yeah, well then what about the gerbils? I mean, I'm telling you, I was probably 7 when that happened, and I'm standing there talking to him at 35, and he goes, gerbils? And I said, you burned those gerbils alive, the babies. I saw it. And he goes, Sherry, the mother killed the babies. I was just disposing of the bodies. I would never do something like that. What kind of an animal do you think I am? And I'm like, wow. I said, he says, you've thought that your whole, I said, I thought that my whole life. And I said, I could never see behind your beard. He was like Blackbeard the pirate, right? He scared the shit out of me. And he murdered animals. I said, you killed my friends. You killed my friends. I spoke to them. They were my friends. And you put a freaking bullet through them. And he cried and he said, I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt you. I gotta tell you people, you hurt us. You hurt them. And you need to think before you do. So, someone else posted this morning, the planet doesn't need money, it needs behavioral change. And I said, that's a fact. And I'll be talking about that today in a post about intentional hurting of others. So when you put out a video, why are you posting? First of all, they post all day long because they gotta stay online, right? They post gruesome things. It's gruesome things that get people's attention. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. You don't, but when you post something that makes it look like something horrible is happening when it isn't happening, you're intentionally torturing somebody and you're sick. You're sick. We are not sick. You are. So when you intentionally inflicted pain, you knew what you were doing and you knew what it did to somebody. That's something that you need to make retribution for. It's karmic retribution will come upon you. So don't be surprised that you have your wife cheat on you or your job is taken from you, because karma doesn't come back in the way that you give it out. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of people who intentionally inflict harm. And what I said to this person, I don't know if I remembered, in the voice message. Did I say it in the voice message? I might have said it in did I say it in here? Because I left him a voice message after I went back. Yeah, it's in the voice message. Let me see if it comes on so you can hear it. And no, I wasn't pleasant when I said it. So don't expect this to be PG rated.
I went back to your page to see if you had you left it up. So any other super sensitive empath like myself is going to be excruciatingly hurt. I don't understand people. It was nice knowing you. You'll now be blocked.
Okay, so where is it? Where is it? Maybe I read it to you or maybe I skipped it. Oh, I sent him a link. And the link didn't go through, because I blocked him, the words that I posted on the link didn't go through. And I said, see if I can pull it up. It takes a few seconds to hurt someone, but sometimes it takes years to repair the damage. And I said, there are children who kill themselves because of things like that. It's called emotional bullying. There are adults who kill themselves because of emotional bullying. there is someone that I watched, that I've connected with on both sides. On this side before they died, and on that side after they died. They came through me. That person was transgender, and they were bullied, and they hung themselves. There's a little girl close to where I live up here, from a family, a beautiful family, 5 beautiful kids. And she was a cute little girl, and they tormented her. And they put out videos and they posted it on Facebook and they sent notes, everybody on their cell phones, how she was so ugly. She was so ugly. And she hung herself. She was freaking in grade 2. She hung herself in her closet and she left a note to her parents saying, I'm sorry, I'm so ugly. I'm sorry I embarrassed you all. It's emotional bullying and it's not okay. And Spirit left me a message yesterday. I don't know if I said it in the reading. It was a crystal message, but it said, do not allow yourself to be emotionally or psychologically bullied. Stand up for yourself and speak your truth. Very soon, everyone will soon know that that person is not who they have shown themselves to be. Okay? So that's my blurb for the day. And it sucked that my day had to start. Actually, my day started out really, really cool because the plan that I have, the idea that I have, and I can see it coming to fruition. I really can. It's going to help. What it does, it's a solidarity. It's bringing all the talents and the gifts of soul family together, all and helping them. It's an amazing idea, and I'm super excited, and I can't wait to see how Spirit brings it about, and how they, and I know that they will somehow. So thank you for your time. And for those of you who disagree with what I feel, you're entitled to disagree, but I don't want any of your comments. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear your point of view, actually. And you might think, well, that's not cool. You got to give your point of view. Yeah, I did. But I talked to Spirit about this before I started this video, and this is exactly what they're telling me. This is what I was supposed to say. These are the words that I was supposed to say, and I was actually supposed to be quite vehement. And it's funny because, I could have been to him as soft and gentle as I was to the next person. But like I said, I think it was the same person. And even if it wasn't, it doesn't matter. That person didn't respond in feeling bad and feeling like, God, man, I really hurt somebody. I mean, I was crying. My God. Oh, and what I said to him, did I write that part? That if I had not gone back and read that, it would have taken me hours to release that pain. I'll give you an example. Since we talked about the owl, right? The owl, the seer. I was driving back from the coast, from the beach. I'd done a reading in Carlsbad. And all of a sudden, we had huge traffic jam. And I thought, oh, God, we were there forever. And I thought, what is it? And there was lights flashing, and I thought, oh my gosh, somebody had... So then immediately you start praying. Please let them be okay. Please let the family be okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, baby. And I know, I'm coming. I'll be there in a second. So, what? What, honey? Somebody wants my attention badly. And they're mad when I block them. So we finally get to where the accident or whatever it was, and it was dark, right? And there, sitting on the side of the road, is a woman screaming and crying in agony, holding her big, beautiful dog that had been hit and was most likely dying in her arms, if not already dead. And I lost it. I immediately felt all of her pain, all of his pain. Everything started coming through me, and I couldn't control it. And I was driving, I was on the freeway, and we had to go. And once you get past that point and everybody sees what's going on, they start going fast. And I couldn't get the tears to stop, and I couldn't see. It was like windshield wipers that weren't working. And I thought, I'm gonna have an accident. And it wasn't even just that. The pain was so intense that I couldn't control it. And I just said, take it away. And you need to take it away now. You need to take it away now. Now, please take it away now. And immediately, a white snowy owl flew down right across my windshield. And as it crossed through my windshield, it pulled it away. Everything was pulled out of my heart. All of it. The pain just went so that I could clear my eyes. And the fact that it drew my attention away, right? It drew my attention away. And I know that's why they did what they did. Originally, to me, they wanted to draw my attention away from something. They didn't want me to see something, so they drew my attention away. Or they hurt me badly. Spirit, my animals came in to help me, right? The snowy owl, is the silent flyer. The snowy owl is the one that's gonna swoop down and say, stop fucking with my babe, right? And that's what they did. It was amazing how it happened. I mean, I've never seen a white owl so visible. I've seen them, I've caught them just like the tail version. I felt something and I turn and look and I would see you can just kind of see the white ghosting go by. But this owl was full flight right down in front of my windshield. Whew, took away my pain. That was my animals helping me, like I helped them. It was obviously that dog helping me too, because the dog was going through, right? I'm not just a super sensitive empath. I'm a psychic, I'm a medium. And mediumship work is extremely hard on a super sensitive empath. Now I can tell you, you can be a medium and not be a super sensitive. You can do that and not allow it to affect you. It affects me. I have to be extremely careful of who I'm around, the energy I'm around, the things that I see, the things that I hear. My landlord does this to me all the time. The same thing as my brother. Hey, Cher, or my daughter will do it too. And they'll go to tell me, and I said, don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me. And it would be like if we're at a movie and I could see that something's happening, I'll plug my ears and I'll close my eyes and I'll do it. I'll say, tell me when it's over, tell me when it's over, tell me when it's over, tell me when it's over. And people, my ex, he was very sensitive and he was really good. And he would say, it's okay. He would wait and he would say, it's over, it's okay. And I would come back. But my brother and my daughter, and he won't. They get some kind of a sick, perverse pleasure. I don't understand it. Of seeing my reaction. It's like a sense of power. It's like a sick sense of being able to control someone. And people that do that, it's because they don't have control in some way in their life. And so they inflict pain on another in order to control them. It gives them some sense of superiority. They're very weak in all actuality. They're very broken and they need to figure out why they're doing the things that they're doing, because they're hurting people and they're not helping themselves. But he'll do this to me all the time. He'll go and I said, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And then he'll say, I know, but, and then as he's walking away, he goes, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll say, why do you do that? You know that I can't release that now. For hours, I won't be able to release that. Why do you insist on doing that? And then they're thinking, God, she's a fucking psycho. Then don't do it. Then don't do it. If you don't want to see the dragon turn into a freaking attack cat, don't do it. I am protecting myself, okay? And obviously I'm not yelling at you guys. I would bet that most of the people that are listening to this feel the exact same way. But this is now going to go on YouTube for the people who don't get it. And they may sit there and say, and I don't care. I don't care. This is my platform. I can say what I want. It's my channel. And like I said, any comment that is going to be derogatory or humorous, like the comments that were made about that dog, you're instantly deleted and blocked. You're just showing me who I don't want in my life and who I won't be around and who I will not make excuses for. With that, I'm going to focus the rest of my day on my incredible idea and how Spirit's going to make that come to light. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thanks for listening.